Hi, welcome to my channel, Math Made Easy with Laurel. I'm Laurel, and in this video we're going to look at solving systems of three equations and three unknowns using determinants. We've already learned how to solve systems of two equations, two unknowns, using determinants. And we used Cramer's rule for doing that. And if you haven't taken a look at that video, I recommend that you do that first. We're going to apply the same rule with three equations. But in order to use Cramer's rule, we have to define what a third order determinant is. Third order determinant means we have three rows and three columns. A lot of other instructors and textbooks will explain how to evaluate this determinant using expansion by minors. I'm going to show you something else that I think might be an easier way to remember how to evaluate. So my recommendation or my method involves writing the first two columns, repeating them to the right of the determinant. Then, starting in the upper left corner, you're going to create three principal diagonals. We're going to take the sum of those principal diagonals and then we're going to look at the secondary diagonals, and we're going to subtract the sum of the secondary. So let's start with these principal diagonals. So I take the sum of the products, 1 times 0 times 2, plus 2 times 5 times 4, plus -1 times 3 times -1. So that's going to be the sum of our principal diagonals. We're going to do the same thing with our secondary diagonals, and the secondary diagonals, you would start in the bottom left and diagonal up. So there's our three secondary diagonals. And we have 4 times 0 times -1, plus 1 times 5 times 1, plus 2 times 3 times 2, and now we just evaluate that. So we have 37 minus 17. So the value of this determinant is 20. Try to evaluate some determinants if you have some to practice on. And then once you're ready, let's move on to the three equations and three unknowns using determinants and Cramer's rule. We have an example that we did in the last video. We did it algebraically in the last video, so this time I want to use determinants. Before I start, I want to color code all of the coefficients. So if there's no coefficient there, it means the coefficient is a 1. I'm going to use red for R. I'm going to move this term over where the R's are. I'm going to use green for the S coefficient, so I have one S here. I don't have any S terms here, but I need a number to put into my determinant, so the coefficient would be 0, S. And here I have no coefficient, so the coefficient is a 1. Then I'll use blue for my T coefficient, so it's just a 1, and this coefficient is a 2. I'm going to set up the solution for R, and it'll be the quotient of two different determinants, and I'll explain again what those determinants are once I set it up. So in my solution for R, or any variable, the denominator will be the determinant consisting of the coefficients in order, R, S, and T. So I put those three columns in. Then the numerator for the solution for R will be the same determinant except we replace the coefficients for r, which is 1, 1, 2, with the constants. So -3, 2, 3. Now we evaluate our numerator, we evaluate our denominator. In order to evaluate the numerator, I rewrite the first two columns. In the denominator, I do the same thing. I write my first two columns so that I can make my diagonals. And now I'm going to evaluate. Starting in the numerator, my first principal diagonal will be 0, 0 times anything. The second one will be 3, 1 times 1 times 3, plus -1 times 2 times -1 will be +2. Minus the secondary diagonal starting in the bottom and going up will be 0, plus -1 times -3 times 1 is +3, plus 2 times 2 times 1 will be 4. Okay, we do the same thing in the denominator. 1 times 0 times 2, my first principal diagonal. 1 times 1 times 2. And -1 times 1 times -1. Minus the sum of the secondary diagonals. 0. 1 times 1 times -1 is -1. And 2 times 1 times 1 is 2. So we're going to evaluate this. 5 minus 7 over 3 minus 1. So it's going to be -2 over 2, which is equal to -1. So r is equal to -1. Which we obtained when we did it algebraically. I've chosen to find t next because I like whenever I have a 0 in my determinant. So I'm going to evaluate or find t. My denominator stays the same. I don't need to recalculate it. I just have to calculate the new numerator. So I take, because I'm evaluating t or solving for t, I keep the determinant the same except for the column of coefficients for t, which is the blue ones. I have to replace with the constants. So it looks the same as this, it's just this row, or sorry, this column of coefficients, which were the t coefficients, have to be replaced with the constants, only in the numerator. Now let's evaluate this. So I've got 0 plus 4 plus 3, so we're multiplying those numbers and then taking the sum of each diagonal, minus this product is 0, this would be -2, and this would be 3. So my numerator will be 7 minus 1, which would be 6. 6 divided, I keep my denominator of 2, I don't recalculate it. So t is equal to 3. Once I have two values of the 3, I'm not going to use determinants to find my third value. It's much easier just to put these into one of these equations and solve for your third value. So I'll use equation number 1, and I'll put a value of -1 in for r. S I'm trying to solve for, minus a 3 in for t. Add a 4 to both sides, and s is equal to 1. So there's our solution. I'm not going to spend time checking it on this video. We've done it before and we know this solution is correct. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed when we did this example that we could have taken a shortcut, and I'm going to point that out now, but I first of all wanted to go through how you would do the typical solution of a system of linear equations when you have 3 variables. Normally, you're not going to have a 0 or you're not going to be missing a term in one of the equations. If you are, I'm going to show you a shortcut. So I wanted you to know what to do if you had to go through the whole process. So that's what we did in the last example. But we could have taken a shortcut. Once we had the solution for r, when you have one equation that only has 2 variables and you've solved for one of those variables, we wouldn't have needed to do any more determinants. We could have then just taken that equation, r plus t equals 2, put the r value in, add a 1 to both sides, and that would have been much easier and faster than going through and finding that numerator that we did. Once we have 2 variables, we definitely don't need to use determinants. We just plug those values into one of the other equations. So -1 plus s minus 3 equals -3. We did this already. We add a 4 to both sides. So when you're missing variables in some of your equations, it actually makes it easier because it puts zeros in your determinants. And when you're multiplying by 0, that's always easier. And also, you only have to find one variable with determinants. And then it's just algebraic substitution for the other variables. So be aware of that. The full process was the way I did it, but I could have taken the shortcut and it would have saved me a lot of time. So that's the process for using Cramer's rule and determinants in solving systems of linear equations when you have 3 equations and 3 unknowns. They do take a lot of time to complete. You know, there's a lot of room for error when you're multiplying those diagonals, especially if you miss negatives and so on. So it's lots of places you can make little arithmetic mistakes. But practice decide which method you prefer and practice that method. In the next video, I'm going to do one word problem involving 3 equations, 3 unknowns. It's going to be a mixture question, and then that will be the last video on solving systems of linear equations. Take care, and see you in the next video.